Jessii Vee. Okay, am I the only one that thinks this? Doesn't this shirt look like a Powerpuff Girl? I mean, not a Powerpuff Girl itself, but like the Powerpuff Girl logo. You know what I mean? Call me Jessie Puff. The reason why I wore this heart shirt today, which I'm freezing because it's cold outside, is because I just released my Valentine's Day mystery boxes on my website. These are limited time only. I know a lot of people were so sad they couldn't get one of the Christmas mystery boxes, so we re-released them as Valentine's Day themed, so everything has like hearts, glitter, pink, red, obviously magical stuff too. If you guys didn't know, I actually was born on Valentine's Day, so it was so fun for me to put all of these boxes together. There is only one size box this time, and everybody will get the same amount of items. So for example, you can get heart pizza socks, which, are you joking me? There is a unicorn dust pendant that comes in a million different colors. There's a V Team Valentine's Day pop socket, a V Team Valentine's Day bracelet. There's all kinds of different awesome things, and everybody will get different colors and different patterns. So everyone's box will be slightly different, which is where the mystery comes in. We got the price significantly down from the Christmas prices. So they are $20. They are up on the website right now. I have no idea how long they're gonna be available. It all depends on when they sell out. And yeah, if you would like your magical heart Valentine's Day box, the link is down below in the description. And let's get into the video. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, today we're gonna be talking about 2 abandoned Disney parks that people just seemingly forgot about. And these parks are actually so creepy. They were just left alone. And the reasoning behind why they were left alone is even scarier. Anything that has been abandoned is creepy to begin with. But abandoned Disney parks in particular have an unsettling quality to them that's hard to shake. Disney has ditched several projects over the years for various reasons, but often these parks have been left to decay naturally over time. The results are eerie remains of what was once part of the happiest place on Earth. So we're gonna talk about the first place, which is Discovery Island. Now it's crazy because this park only closed like 5 years before I went to Disney World for the first time. So if I went just slightly earlier, could I have gone there? I don't know. Discovery Island is located in the middle of Disney World's Bay Lake. It used to be accessible from the various resorts surrounding the water. Transportation via waterways was the only way to reach the island, and there were no bridges connecting the island to the mainland. So this was literally just an island in the middle of Disney World that there were no bridges, no walkways. You had to take a boat to get there. The island can still be seen from the surrounding shoreline, but the distance and the dense shrubbery restricts the view of most of the island. So if you go to Disneyland even today and you're walking through the parks or you're walking through the resorts, you can still visibly see the island off in the distance, which is kind of eerie. Now what's interesting is that there are boat rentals and kayak rentals that allow you to get pretty close to the island, but Disney says that you cannot sneak onto the island or you will be banned from Disney World. So they make sure you're at least 50 meters away from the island, but I guess it's also dangerous for guests to be that close because it is abandoned. There are a few Disney resorts that have a really good view of Discovery Island. 2 of those places are Disney's Contemporary Resort and the Wilderness Lodge, which are located directly across the water. So if you're staying in one of those 2 hotels, you can see Discovery Island almost perfectly. Initially, the island was named Treasure Island after Disney's 1950 film of the same name. It was themed with shipwrecks, secret caves, and buried treasure. So that's the first concept they went with. And then in 1976, they completely changed the whole theme. They named it Discovery Island, as we know. And the purpose of this new Discovery Island was to showcase interesting birds and to protect wildlife. At its peak, this park housed over 500 endangered species, including tortoises, bald eagles, and scarlet ibis. So they took this from being the Treasure Island to being the Endangered Species Island, which is kind of a cool idea, and the fact that they had 500 endangered animals there. But then again, why wouldn't they just keep them in the wild? This tropical island was a place where you could encounter free-roaming birds, watch animal shows, and walk along the treetops. The way they advertised it was that you could literally walk through the wildlife. Like anywhere you walked, birds would land on you, birds would be at your eye level. It was like you were literally wandering through a rainforest or something. Visitors could stroll through designated sections such as Alligator Swamp, Flamingo Lagoon, Primate Point, and the Monkey Canopy. So each section of the island had like a different animal, which is kind of cool. Now, this island closed on April 4th, 1999, and it really shocked people because the island was doing fairly well. So it had been open for 25 years before it closed. The animals were relocated to Disney's newest theme park, Animal Kingdom. Now, not all of the animals could be put into Animal Kingdom, so the ones that were left over, they were put into sort of zoos around the United States, which sounds horrible. The island has remained closed to the public since 1999, and Walt Disney World has banned all outings to the park. You can't get within 50 feet of its shoreline, and legal action may be taken if you're found trespassing. In 2016, there was this photographer who took a drone with him and somehow snuck onto the island. He took a bunch of pictures, released them all onto the internet, which is how we all know what the park looks like today. And since he did that, he was banned from Disney parks everywhere. Now you're probably wondering, why did it close? Well, that's sort of where the conspiracies come in. Some people think it closed because of the fear of wild roaming alligators. I think parents were worried because a lot of the animals were allowed to just roam around outside of fences. Obviously the alligators were probably fenced, but they find their way out, you know what I mean? They go into the water, swim around the island where the boats are. It was basically Alligator Kingdom. There was also an alleged mishandling of animals, and this last reason is so scary to me. Some believe the island's park was closed due to the presence of a brain-eating bacteria. Now, this brain-eating bacteria actually killed an 11-year-old boy that was at the park. This bacteria is not common, so like no need to freak out or anything, but it is present sometimes, and I think like lakes and fresh water, it just grows there. So when the news of this boy kind of got out into the world, people freaked out, were afraid of the park, didn't want to bring their kids there. And also they had just created the new Animal Kingdom park that opened in 1998. So Discovery Island became slightly less popular as Animal Kingdom was larger. Animal Kingdom was also so much easier to reach. You didn't have to take a boat there, you just had to walk there. So I think people sort of just forgot about Discovery Island and didn't care about it anymore. And that's probably mostly why it was shut down. There have been rumors of Discovery Island reopening as a honeymoon resort, but up until this point, nothing has been done there. So let's move on to the second abandoned park. This one is called the River Country Water Park. Disney's River Country in Bay Lake, Florida was a huge deal when it first opened back in June of 1976. It was the first of the multi-billion-dollar corporation's water parks, and it made quite a splash. In its first few years, the park was filled with excited families and squealing children speeding down the slides. It was described as an old-fashioned swimming hole, complete with rocks and man-made boulders. In its first year, the theme park averaged 4,700 guests per day. So this park was poppin'. Disney World had never really had a water park up until this point, so people were so excited to go there. There were so many crazy slides. It just looked like a water wonderland. But it closed in 2001 and people were so shocked. Now, there are different reasons and conspiracies as to why this park might have closed. These are all alleged things, and Disney themselves have not confirmed to me for this video if any of this is true or false. These are just things that I found online, and they are conspiracies. So the first reason of why this park may have closed is because of the brain-eating bacteria, and that's the reason why the other park closed in 1999 1989, anything to do with water in Disney, I think they just freaked out over. Then in 1982, disaster struck again when a 14-year-old boy from North Dakota drowned after dropping into the lake at the end of the Whoop and Holler slide. The boy's family went to the news and basically said that there were no signs telling how deep the water actually was. Because you know when you go to water parks and you go down a slide, they have like a height thing you have to stand beside. The parents are saying they never had those signs. There were some lifeguards that even came forward that said that dozens of people had to be rescued from rides every single day. So it was a common thing that people had to be rescued. How messed up is that? Then in 1989, a 13-year-old teenage boy from Florida also drowned at the park. So people suspect that the main reason why the park closed was because of all these disasters that happened there. Since then, the resort has been left to rot, filled with overgrown moss, dilapidated offices, and abandoned rusty water slides covered in vines. There are rumors that they are rebuilding a new hotel to replace this old water park. They also wanted to have a nature-inspired theme, and they want it to be open by 2022, so we'll see if that happens. So that's all I'm gonna talk about today, and honestly, things happen. Parks close all around the world from not having enough demand of people going there. So this is not uncommon. I was just surprised that I had never heard of these parks before. All of these facts are alleged, and it's not gonna stop me from wanting to go to Disneyland because it's a magical place, and I love magical places. Anyways though, if I missed any cool facts, definitely comment them down below. Don't forget that the Valentine's Day boxes are available for limited time, link down below in the description. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.